Hello everyone, welcome back to Chris's Granite Paradise, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys a brief update on two different things. One is my recent video that I did on things that I can do with your rocks. And two is, the way I'm going to do that is by remodeling my shed that you see there, and having installed a new metal shed where the stuff that was in that wooden shed is going to go so that I can work in there. So stick with me today. We're going to have a brief update on both of these. I want to start off by telling you guys with great gladness of heart that we are finally done with the metal shed, of which I've done, I can't remember now if it was 4 or 5 videos, but here it is. The beautiful Arrow Storage Products is the brand. The shed is done, it's in place, and to be honest with you, it is already plumb full. I got just about everything in here that I wanted to. But that is not the main point of this video. So the old shed, the shed I intend on using, is all cleaned out, ready to go. So this is an 8-foot by 8-foot space here. It's already insulated. My son Steve and I did this, shoot, that was probably back in 2008 when we bought the house, because I had the intention of working in here, and then I never did. We just filled it up with junk. But so at least that hard work is already done. I plan on painting it white in here so that we have a little more light. Unfortunately, the floor, this is a 40-something-year-old shed, so it doesn't surprise me. But 3 of the 4 corners, for whatever reason, the plywood floor is completely rotted out. So I'll have to do some patching and workarounds, but I'm excited. This is a nice space to work. Now let's go look at the treasures that I found in the process. So as I mentioned not long ago, I did a video about what I might be able to do with your rocks. Again, the selling point being that it's your rocks and not just random rocks. So in this case, you may remember that I cut a whole bunch of tiles for the coffee table made of Cache Lapidary river rocks from here near Fort Collins, Colorado. Of course, I had several buckets of the slices left over, which I think I showed you in that video, just to give you an idea. Oh, here's another butterfly. Keep him out. Oh, that's a nice one. And so I have a lot of these slices left over. Not to repeat everything from that video, but these are about a 1/16 of an inch. Some of them maybe push an 1/8, but the intention is that they're very thin. I had a very scientific method to cutting them very efficiently and quickly. And I wanted to show you, because I couldn't find them when I made the last video, but I have them now. They were in that shed. I made some inlays here. They're a lot prettier wet. So of course many of the stones are symmetrical because you cut a slice and a slice and a slice, and when you open them you get the butterfly effect. So I wanted to show these to you guys. You can do this with your rocks. I took a mesh. This is a rubber mesh of some kind. Just got it at Home Depot. And you use silicone and adhere the rocks there, and that enables you to later use them in any number of applications. You know, tile layers, of course, are familiar with this method. In fact, you can buy inlays of broken tile, tumbled stones, which I also mentioned in the last video. But There's nothing like your own rocks that have sentimental value and meaning. These are just some butterflies. I might mention that another thing to look for in your rocks as you're going to cut them, if your intention is to make something like these butterflies, occasionally the really weird shaped rocks that you might not want to use for anything else, but boy, they make a beautiful butterfly. Just this gnarly, bizarre shape of a rock. You know, if you look at the edge, it looks like probably a really rough, useless rock for many things, but at least in my opinion, that sure is a nice shape for butterfly wings, and that was unintentional. When I cut these rocks, it was for the table, but some of these worked out really nicely. Here's another one where both the shape of the rock and the pattern really worked in my favor. I wouldn't say these are any particular kind of butterflies. I mean, you're kind of married to whatever the rock is. You don't really have a choice there, but if you cut a million rocks, you're going to have some really nice results. Let me just put it that way. This is probably what you might end up with more commonly, just a regular rock with some pattern. To me, that's not as exotic of a butterfly. I like when the shape and the patterns are unique, obviously. I guess I will seize this opportunity to throw in a bit of a sales pitch. I still have several gallons of those slices, and I can probably make a lot more butterflies. And I eventually will, in one way or another. I'd like to use them around here, but if any of you are interested in such a project, let me know. I was planning on making a wall with these. And again, life happened, had kids, never got to it. Here are some other random designs. They've kind of fallen apart because, again, this was probably at least 10 years ago, maybe more. Yeah, a lot more, actually. I'm getting old, guys. But you get the idea. So if you turn this over, you see they're siliconed onto this mesh. I wouldn't use any kind of a mesh that would rust. I don't know what that would do. Fiberglass is best. This is, I just call it rubber. I'm not really sure what it is, but I know it's not metallic. You don't want to use anything metallic. And that way your stones are already where you want them, and then you put on the grout or set them in the cement or whatever it is you're going to do. And you don't have to waste your time positioning your stones as much because they're already done for you. Anyway, so that's just a quick update. I'm excited. We're getting ever closer to being able to make some cool stuff out here. I've got rocks piled up everywhere that I intend on playing with. And I've been talking back and forth with a few of you guys about some rock projects you might want me to do with your rocks. So I'm excited about both of those. And we hope you stick with us. Lots of excitement to come. God bless you guys, and thanks for watching.